Hi everyone, and today in this video we are going to discuss about the mutual fund changes which happened in July. So this video is a little bit late because I was traveling in UK for my brother's convocation. So anyone who is interested, they can definitely check out my Instagram handle for more information. So let's start with the video, and just a quick disclaimer that anything we discuss over here is not a buy or sell recommendation. So the first fund we are going to discuss is the Motilal Oswal large cap fund, and here we can see that these are the new additions they have made. So they have added CG Power, Brigade Hotels, then Navin Fluorine. So Navin Fluorine, as we know, after the tariff war, so 2 weeks ago when Trump announced the increase in tariff, so the chemical companies and all the companies which had major export percentage to the USA were impacted a lot. So according to my view, I don't think US will be keeping the tariff which they have announced, and they're going to definitely make some changes after the negotiations with India. So let's see when will that happen and when will the tariff get normalized. Then afterwards, they have added REC, then IndiQ Spaces, which is a new IPO which came in the market. So they have good set of financial numbers, and if anyone wants a video on this company, write down in the comment section. Then afterwards, they have also added GNG Electronics, Chrysec, then NHDL. So on NHDL and CDSL, I have already made a video where I have compared both the companies and tried to find out which company is better. So if anyone is interested, they can definitely check the video in the playlist mentioned below. And the last company they have added in their portfolio is the Aditya Infotech. So this is also a new company which came with an IPO which makes CCTV cameras and is very famous in India, but they have only made an allocation of 0.07%. And next, if you take a look at the deletions they have made in this portfolio, so they have completely removed Bansal Wire, then PNB Housing and CE Infosystem, which was almost 2.9% of their whole portfolio. So CE Infosystem is actually one of the very interesting company in the geospatial segment, and I was reading about this company 1 month ago. So if anyone wants a video on this company, write down in the comment section. And next, if you take a look at the decrease in allocation in their existing portfolio, so they have reduced their allocation in Cholamandalam, where they had 2.1%, and now they have came down to 1.79%. So one of the main reason might be that after the Bajaj Finance con call, so the overall sentiment of the NBFCs were not that great because of the loan books and the asset quality they currently have, which is very riskier in the MSME segment. Now let's take a look at the next fund, which is the Motilal Oswal Midcap Fund. So here we can see that they have not done any major new addition in their portfolio, and in the deletion part, they have completely removed Balkrishna Industries, then they have also removed Phoenix Mill, Mankind Pharma, and lastly Geo Financial. And next, if you look at the increase in current holdings, so they have increased their allocation in Dixon from 9% to 10.5%. So I have already made a video on Dixon, so anyone who is interested, they can definitely check that video. And the second company where major increase in allocation has happened is Kalyan Jewellers, where they have increased from 7.5% to 8.8%. And next, if we take a look at the decrease in allocation, so they have reduced their holdings in Coforge from 10.5% to 9.3%. Then they have also reduced their holdings from Persistent, and lastly, they have also reduced their allocation in Trent, which was 9.4%, and now currently it is 7.8%. And I have also made a video on Trent, so anyone who is interested, they can also check that video. And now let's come to the last fund, which is the Motilal Oswal Small Cap Fund. So here we can see that in the new additions, they have added Glenmark Pharma, then Bharat Dynamics, and lastly Gabriel India. And next, if you take a look at the deletions they have made in their portfolio, so they have completely removed BEL from their portfolio. And now let's come to the next fund, which is the Quant Mutual Fund. So first, let's take a look at the Quant Flexi Cap Fund. So here we can see that they have done a new addition of SBI and Piramal Enterprises, which is less than 1% of the portfolio. And afterwards, they have completely removed Grasim, Tata Consumer, DMart. Then they have also removed SBI Cards, and lastly, they have also removed PB Fintech. And now let's take a look at the Quant Large Cap Fund. So here we can see that they have done a new addition of PFC of 3.1% of their portfolio. Then they have also added Marathon Next Gen, then Max Healthcare of 2.2%. Then they have also added Adani Green. Then they have also added Dr. Reddy, and lastly, they have also added Anthem Bioscience, which came up with an IPO 1 month ago. So I have already made a video on Anthem Bioscience, so anyone who is interested, they can check the video. And next, if we take a look at the complete deletions they have made in their portfolio, so they have completely removed Grasim, where they had an allocation of 6.05%, which was a very huge allocation in this company. Then they have also removed Divis Lab, and one of the main reason why they might have removed the Divis Lab is because of the Trump and the threat which he gave to all the pharma companies in the USA and to the generic companies. And the last company they have completely removed is the IGIL. And now if we take a look at the increase in allocation they have made in their existing portfolio, so they have added their allocation in Sun Pharma, where they had 3.6%, and now they have increased it to 5.1%. And lastly, if we take a look at the decrease in allocation, so they have reduced their holdings in DMart, and one of the main reason, which is very obvious, is because DMart is not doing that great. And the second company they have reduced their holdings is the Siemens Energy, where they had 3.45%, and now they have came down to 2.18%. So I have also made a video on Siemens Energy, so anyone who is interested can definitely go through that video. Now let's come to the next fund, which is the Quant Midcap Fund, and here we can see that they have done a new addition of Ajanta Pharma, Anthem Bioscience and Adani Wilmar. So here we can see that the Anthem Bioscience is overlapping, and the companies they have completely removed from their midcap fund is the Container Corp, then DMart, and lastly the Geo Financials. Then if we take a look at the increase in allocation, so they have increased their holdings in Tata Communication from 6.4% to 7.8%. And lastly, if we take a look at the decrease in allocation, so they have reduced their holdings in Reliance Industries from 9.8% to 6.5%. So that is actually a very huge reduction they have done in the Reliance Industries. And lastly, they have also reduced their holdings in PB Fintech from 3% to 1.8%. And now let's come to the last fund, which is the Quant Small Cap Fund. And here we can see that they have done a new addition of Marathon Next Gen Reality. Then they have also added Anthem Bioscience, which is again overlapping in this fund. Then they have also added Gland Pharma, and lastly they have done a very small new addition of Ethos. So Ethos is actually interesting because after the proposal of the GST tax rate reduction, so the companies in the consumption industry are expected to do much better in the coming future. So Ethos is actually a company where I am also bullish for the coming future. And lastly, they have done a complete deletion in the small cap fund of Chambal Fertilizers and other housing finance. So I hope this video was helpful if anyone who was not aware of the mutual fund holding changes which happened in the last month. And thank you for watching this video. So what do you guys think of these recent changes made in the portfolio? Write down in the comment section, and see you in the next video.